One person was killed and 16 others hurt after Israeli airstrikes on Beirut this morning. The strike hit a multi-story building and appeared to target one apartment. In the past week, Israel has targeted Beirut's southern suburbs, where the militant group Hezbollah has a strong presence, but it has not hit locations near the city's center. The attack comes days after Israel assassinated Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. In response, Hezbollah fired new rockets into Israel. Israel has said its goal is to make northern Israel safe from Hezbollah rocket fire.
Israel is widening its war in Lebanon and far beyond it, carrying out its deepest attack overnight in Lebanon's capital in nearly 20 years.
This Israeli strike happened in the middle of the night, and for the first time, it is not in the southern suburb of Beirut, the Hezbollah stronghold in this city, but right in the heart of the commercial district. And that has many people in this city very nervous that now no area is off limits.
Israel is hunting Hezbollah across Beirut and targeting all of Iran's militias in the Middle East. Yesterday, Israel carried out a major strike in Yemen. The port city, now in flames, is under the control of a militia called the Houthis, backed by Iran, and who've been targeting ships in the Red Sea. But Lebanon remains the main focus of Israel's expanding war. Israel said it wants to destroy Hezbollah, the crown jewel in Iran's so-called axis of resistance. New images show the massive crater left by the U.S.-made 2,000-pound bunker-busting bombs that Israel dropped to kill Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah in Beirut last week. And now Israel is hitting Hezbollah while it's down and in disarray, trying to eliminate every senior and mid-level commander it can find. President Biden was asked Sunday if an all-out war can be prevented.
We really have to avoid it.
But many Lebanese have no faith the U.S. can or wants to stop this. This morning, we visited an office complex now full of families who have just fled South Beirut. Izdahar Al-Fawani told me she thinks if Israel does invade, it will only make Hezbollah stronger because guerrilla war is the group's specialty. Many here remain loyal to Hezbollah, cheering Nasrallah's name as they wait for his replacement to be announced.
Well, it's been 3 days since Hassan Nasrallah was killed in an enormous, fiery explosion right over my right shoulder here in the neighborhood of Dahia. Now, that was really a body blow to Lebanese politics and really to the entire region. He was venerated throughout the Islamic and Arab worlds, but now, 3 days later, we just heard from the deputy head of Hezbollah, Naim Qassem. He came out and addressed the public in what was clearly a pre-taped video speech. He said that Hezbollah was going to be picking very soon a new leader. He said that they were prepared for an Israeli ground invasion, and he said that the group has been holding in reserve some of its most fearsome weapons. He said that so far they've actually done the minimum. Now, we have not been hearing so much lately about an Israeli ground invasion, but that could happen at any time. Meanwhile, the Israelis are going about the business of picking off top leaders of Hezbollah. We've seen more leaders killed throughout the country, but also leaders of Hamas and the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. That's a left-wing group that our viewers might not have heard of for generations. Clearly, Israel is in vengeance mode right now, and we're also seeing that imposed on the people of Lebanon. Now, there's more than 1 million people who have been displaced in this country. Many of them are sleeping rough in places like Beirut and throughout the country. They're moving northwards away from these Israeli bombardments. NBC News has also just heard that Israel has been launching individual raids of ground troops into southern Lebanon, kind of using that as a reconnaissance move to try to test the ground for a possible future invasion. Clearly, there's a lot worse to come here. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Beirut, Lebanon.